everybody, and welcome back to the next Gamebug TV. I am IceCube, this is Migsy.
Hello.
And this is Stokesy.
Word.
To celebrate Fallout 4, we are going to give you our best and our worst post-apocalyptic games of all time.
Easy for you to say.
We haven't mentioned the disclaimer. We did say we'll try to avoid zombie games for this one, just to keep it post-apocalyptic. Right. And we're going to start with Migsy.
Yes. Okay, I haven't played a lot of post-apocalyptic games.
Why not?
I don't know. It just never came around. But one of my favorites that I do know is, I don't know how you're going to feel about it, Gears of War. You don't like Halo, and it's kind of like...
No, I love Gears of War.
Okay, and then why not?
I was surprised it was, I wasn't sure if it was post-apocalyptic, but I guess it is.
It kind of is. Like, it's a very war-torn, and it's like locusts, and it's like coming out. So yeah, I would count it as post-apocalyptic.
Okay, alright. What happens in Gears of War, to those who don't know?
So basically, I love this, how smooth the controls are. Like, to be able to hide and run. And there's this one move where you actually tumble over, and you can actually run from like hiding spot to hiding spot, like just like that. Do you remember that? Yeah,
the cover-based shooting, third-person cover-based shooting.
I love
really
that.
Smooth.
And then when you can come up behind like some of the monsters, and then you can get your gun, and it has the chainsaw on it.
The Lancer gun, yep.
I love that one. And then you just like, and then the body like comes up and like.
Anything where men get mangled, she's all into.
No, it was completely different. Like, you know, when I first played that game, and even my dad, like, he would play the whole thing, like, in one go. And my dad rage quit. He rage quit so hard.
This isn't the first rage quit story I've heard about you and your dad playing together. What are you doing to your poor dad that's making him rage quit?
He was mad. I was just there watching, and I'm just
Can I ask, what has he got against his boss?
Did you play all of the games? There
I didn't play all the
1, 2, 3, and
Unfortunately, no. I only played the first one.
The first one, that's my personal favourite. I loved all of them, I played all of them, but I love the first one the best. It was something about the atmosphere, it was much darker and grittier and more real.
It really was like in the castle scene as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of kind of real kind of survival horror elements in some levels as well. Like
some of them were actually pretty creepy. Like
yeah.
you're like walking around, and all of a sudden like they come out from like the ground.
Yeah,
and everything.
It was great. Yeah, so that's a good choice. I like that one.
Oh, this is Delta. We have a berserker in the vicinity. Please advise.
All right, we better move on. Stokesy, what was your favourite post-apocalyptic game?
Post-apocalyptic games to me, like, I'm just fascinated by them. Look, Fallout 3 was one of my favourites of all time. Like,
Yes.
it's just an amazing game, and even just the tutorial at the start when you're in the vault, like having to learn how the buttons work and
growing
everything like that.
up as a baby.
Even that was fun, you know, and I just love the whole idea that you're out there on your own and you've got to try and make it work, and alliances, and then there's people that you're not aligned with, and you got to manufacture weaponry and stuff like that. It was great.
It's a personal favourite of mine that needs some recognition because it was so underrated when it came out, and I love it.
What this is.
Enslaved Odyssey to the West. You guys know that game?
No.
It's on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. It was made by Ninja Theory. It's set in like a kind of urban jungle where humans have all pretty much died off and it's taken over by machines. And you play as Monkey, or you know their take on Monkey. Lots of intense action. His weapon is this bow staff, which can be upgraded. But basically, at the start of the game, he runs into Trip, who is a young red-haired girl, who, after a plane accident, manages to put this little thing over his head, which actually can kill him if he doesn't do what she tells him.
It'll make life a lot easier for you.
If you want to make life easier for me, why don't you go ahead and take this thing off?
Yeah, I think I've got one of those things.
That sounds dark.
I think Migsy has one of those ready for Stokesy at some time.
Can't wait to wear it, babe.
Strike three.
But
dude.
it's such an amazing story because you start off, hating what she did to you, but the relationship between those two characters grow as you go through the story together. You play as Monkey, but Trip comes with you and she helps you out throughout the journey. It's a great action game, great story. It's got to be looked into.
If these fish can survive for 200 years against all the odds, so can we.
Okay, let's move on to the ones that we don't like so
my
much.
God.
And we will go in the same order as we had before, starting with Migsy.
Metro 2033.
Okay.
I returned that game after like probably a couple days. I did not like it. When you run out of your gas mask is the only thing you can use to survive outside. There are hardly any of them. Once you lose all of them and you can't find any, you are stuck in a loophole outside or trying to run back and forth. And there's just, for me, I think it was like, wasn't clear exactly like to customize. You have to buy bullets here, you have to go over here for this, and it was just I raged in that game and I never played it.
I feel the same as you. I mean, it's actually quite a good looking game. In fact,
I
it's a
was
very good
looking
looking game.
forward to it.
There's a lot of games with great graphics, but I didn't like it because I just found it really boring.
It was
really
boring.
really dull
there
and really
wasn't
boring.
anything that really gripped you in playing it.
Yeah.
It was like the graphics looked amazing. I liked the concept of it. It was just like it was a miss on the concept
Yeah.
for me.
And it's a bit of a shame because I know they really tried to put a lot of effort into that game. So
I heard they did.
I just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't grab me.
It
I don't
didn't
know if you
live
guys
up to
feel
what
the
it
same
could
way.
have. Like,
Did you play it, Stokesy?
Look, I did, and look, I thought it was alright. I mean, I played the original when it first came out on PlayStation, and
there was 2033 and
no,
Last
I
Light. Last Light.
I
I
thought
bought both of them.
the
and I
idea
couldn't
behind
even
it
get
was great.
to the other one because I was just like,
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
and I brought
Yeah.
it back.
Last Light added a bit more, but
I thought it was a good game. I liked it, and I thought they redid it quite well, and they kept true to the original game as much as they could. So
okay.
yeah,
All
I
right.
thought it was alright.
So what's yours, Stokesy?
Terminator Salvation, the video game, was pretty horrible.
That's a
I rented it from a video shop back in the day.
Which one was that one? Just
That's the Christian Bale Terminator, the one where it's
Oh yeah.
very post-apocalyptic. The machines are running the whole thing, and I'm pretty sure Joe Hockey's still treasurer at the time. And look, really repetitive gameplay. Obviously, you just felt really rushed.
we've
As usual,
changed-
movie tie-ins.
We've changed the future. Hockey's
Always
not
get
there
rushed
anymore.
in. And look, I literally, it's one of those, a 4-night rental, and I took it back after one night. So, I mean, that kind of just
I think that
proves.
that move was warranted. I think.
Yeah. So, it was pretty bad. But, look,
All those movie games are pretty bad though.
They're
They usually
tie-ins,
are.
man.
Yeah.
It's hard.
They've really stopped doing them now. They were doing them for a while, and I've noticed this generation in particular, they've really stopped doing those movie tie-in film. Like you'd think there'd be like an Avengers one by now, or one of those X-Men films. Nothing.
It's the other way around. It's the game that becomes a movie.
yeah, like Resident Evil,
Yeah.
which would have been one of my choices. But
Because they used to make them cheap, and they'd make a lot of money back from it from people.
Last of Us is coming out with a movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea because the game is so
I know.
good as a production.
It's perfect on its own, but I'm so tempted to watch it. They better do it justice. I think.
It'll be hard because there's like a 10 out of 10 story
It's-
already.
it
So how are you
is
going to beat a
an
10 out of 10?
amazing
I
game.
think it'd be great that if we go to watch that movie in the cinema, we've got to make sure we're the last ones in the queue to go in, so we can call ourselves the last
The
ones.
last ones.
I'm just going to do the whole series as one go, and it's a little bit controversial, but the Resistance series on PlayStation
I like them
3.
too. I like them.
Nah, I kind of don't like it for the same reason I didn't like
Never
Metro.
played
it. I like them.
And
What's it about?
Resistance. It was like PlayStation.
It was one of the release
PlayStation
games.
3's.
It was a PlayStation 3 release game.
Yeah, it was like, in fact, it was their
Resistance
attempt.
Fall of Man. It was really good.
It was PlayStation's attempt to answer Xbox's Gears of War
I
franchise.
think I might have.
Except it was
did it.
it was nowhere near Gears of War level. It was like it was boring.
I liked
was,
it.
Again, it's one of those games which kind of looked okay visually for its time, but it was just really just generic shooting. You didn't care if anyone died. You didn't care if you died. You're just running out there. You have a gun and you're shooting people aliens because they're there. So just shoot them.
Yeah.
And
What's wrong with that?
well, we kind of evolved from Space Invaders. So.
No, but don't you every now and then want to play a first-person shooter where you don't have to worry about cover and you don't have to worry about being strategic or talking to somebody to go and cover a flank?
Well, then
all you want to do is run and gun.
Then you've got his
and that
favorite
movie,
game,
that
Just
game was
Cause.
all about run and gun.
Well, you
Just
can run and
gun.
gun in many games, but
Yeah,
That's what I loved about that
running,
game.
running
You
and
could just
gunning,
run and gun.
Running and gunning should be an option among many other things that you can do.
You can
if
do
the only
it.
thing you can do is run and gun, then you just got a generic first
But you can't do it in like Call of Duty.
Oh, you can.
You can't run.
die.
Yeah, but you die every 10 seconds. It's silly, right?
If you play it enough times, you can probably clear it pretty quickly and
Well,
go running and gunning.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fair enough. I get your point, but at the same, for what it was, I thought they didn't try to be strategic.
It wasn't a terrible game, but it was just a boring game.
It just
me.
didn't,
It was
like,
similar
grab you.
to Metro. It just was dull as ditchwater to me. And when they kept making them, they were trying to make it a thing, but to me, it didn't warrant the sequels. I mean, the first one, the second one, maybe, but when I got to the third and the PSP versions, stop it. Yeah, so. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed our little segment on post-apocalyptic games. This is Stokesy.
Yo.
And this is Migsy. She has
Hello.
a Twitch channel, and
I
it is...
do. It is twitch.tv/Miggiato. Miggiato.
Does anyone else have the Pip-Boy edition?
I'm stuck in my
No.
vault, so I have no idea what's going on up top. But look, you pull out. If anyone wants to send me a copy,
We only let them out for recordings.
That's right.
back in the box after this.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.